2 of the National Football League. In front and center is Matt Corral. There were no problems for him last week, going over 350 passing yards. It's the Saints and the Panthers, and it's coming right up on Madden NFL 23.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to uptown Charlotte and rain-soaked Bank of America Stadium. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Takes it at the 7. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now here comes Teddy Bridgewater, first-round pick back in 2014 as he looks to command this Panther offense.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
On play action, it's Bridgewater. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Ed Oliver, that time, the one to get in there and bring him down. So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly. The start less than ideal as they already face a 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater under pressure, and they got to him again. Patrick Queen in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Boy, how about this to start a ball game? That's twice in a row now, Charles, that they get to it.
And how often do we talk about offenses that operate off of a script to begin games? Feels like this defense had their script together on this one. And their script said put the quarterback down. And
he's going to go down again. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. CD, there are 3 and outs, and then there are 3 and outs. The first drive of the game, not 1, not 2, but 3 straight sacks.
You're exactly right about that. And sometimes you hold up those 3 fingers as defenders to signify the 3 and out. This time it's 3 sacks in a row. What a tremendous start for them.
Here's Johnny Hacker now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And taken right on the 30. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as a quarterback.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test his secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
But they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
This time, Corral will throw it. His throw incomplete.
Desperate coverage right there. Put the ball now on the side of his head. He's still in perfect position to make a play. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hubbard, and he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Bridgewater. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken at the 10. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 13 carries, 51 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession. And while that is going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. Now to try the field goal, and here's Daniel Carlson. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. The kick by Carlson is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. And they come up here now first down. Bridgewater. And Thomas has it. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up second down. Throwing, Bridgewater. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Jeremy Chin, so dangerous wherever he's at on the field, and that time he gets in there for the sack.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. First down, Bridgewater. Again, he finds more. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football. Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. They'll throw again. Bridgewater toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress.
Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Bridgewater now. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Jeremy Chin. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. .51 yards on the punt there. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. So here are the Saints to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Bucs. They lead here as well as they come up on first down. There's Chris Olave. And they work this well upfield across the 45. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The Saints have 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with them when they head out on the road.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Kamara up the middle. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
On 4th down, here's the option. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. The Saints on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. And I don't think he got there. No. Just short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4. Needing the top yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Switching it up, Corral will throw here. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Kamara try the right side. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there. Now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And he will find his man on the outside. And out of bounds right around the 20. That'll give him 8 that time. And that's going to make it 4th down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score.
Ready up.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Carlson now to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run.
Shut him down! Shut him down! Let's do this!
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Bridgewater. And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Off the play fake. Here's Corral. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the field.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Carolina getting set to take the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I'll overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Bridgewater on first down. Complete on the quick throw to Moore. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. To the air again with Bridgewater. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Succop's kick is good, and they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. And with that last field goal, that puts him now at 300 made on his career, and that is something to celebrate.
And that puts him in the top 30 all time. So he's really made a mark, and he's got plenty of life left in that leg, that's for sure.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. A final shot before the half for Corral. He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where it was the visiting Bucs who were able to come in and win one on the road. Joe Mixon, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Chargers. Russell Wilson with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Chicago Bears. Richie James, what a game. Over 200 yards receiving with 3 touchdown grabs. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, there's a look at what they were able to do.
Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the third quarter here. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And the Saints set to go here to begin the third quarter.
At their own 24-yard line.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a third down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
That's a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. They'll go for it on 4th. Here's Corral. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
A give. This is Kamara. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. J.C. Horn up to make the tackle.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Fakes a handoff here. Corral. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Out is Carlson now for the Raider field goal. This from 32 yards away. Carlson able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. This fielded right at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of the defense.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's Bridgewater. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing is Bridgewater. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 23-yard line.
To throw, Bridgewater. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next. Sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Succop's kick is good. And that will finish off this third quarter of play. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired. And we're back now in Charlotte, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Off play action. Here's Corral. Finding Waddle crossing the field and bringing it in.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Now, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Corral's throw caught by Olave. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Now again, it's Corral.
He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 15-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
Second down, Kamara. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Hands it off out of the gun.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football.
Touchdown! Hollywood, Marquise Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Saints are on their way to a 2-0 start. I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
This one taken just inside the 10.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
The Panthers. Get ready to head back on the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
A first down throw for Bridgewater.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
This one taken just inside the...
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. Fall. 4, here's second.
Now 2nd and 6.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Marquise Brown, his second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Saints are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
Carlson on for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them in plus territory. Excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
3rd and short yardage. Bridgewater flushed out right. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. Bridgewater now from the 50.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
On 2nd and 10, Bridgewater looking left side. That's caught by Moore. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing, Bridgewater. And Thomas has it. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. From the 22, Bridgewater, quick slant, caught by Moore. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Bridgewater. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on third and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And taken successfully. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it second and 8. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll break the huddle, come up on second and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Corral sets up play action. And he bats it away. It's down, incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big...
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and... And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Fourth down. Here's Corral. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to take possession as they got it at the 42-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. Buying time to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10.
Over the middle, complete into the hands of Tremble. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Saints, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.